If I were to tell Millennial Jae what's the single policy, what's the single source of protection that I would want first and is most important, it would have to be short-term disability. Short-term disability is not well known, but the reality is it is the most cost-effective use of a dollar. So even before health insurance, because the reality is you go to health insurance to go to visit your doctor for only when you're sick, right? And especially when you're young, right? I can remember 27-year-old Jay never went to the doctor. That all said, I grew up in a medical household. I would just call my father, late father. The reality is that the only time that I would be in threat is if I couldn't go to work. I had rent to pay. I have bills to pay, monthly bills. They don't stop whether or not I go to work or not. As a result, the key thing then is to have a source of replacement income in that instance. Maybe I hadn't saved enough. Maybe I needed those savings for other purposes. Short-term disability fills that hole right away. Short-term disability fills that hole at the time it's needed most for the event that is the most likely. And that's really your takeaway here, which is I'm not out here trying to tell you that you should need to be insurance poor. I'm not out here trying to say that you should burn your money. However, what I am saying is that you can think about the times that you can't go to work. You're sick. You're not sick enough to go to the hospital. That's much more likely than having a particular disease or something like that and having to admit it to a hospital for some type of surgery. Let's take a look at the price, because ultimately I didn't say that this is irrespective of price. And this is another second takeaway for you, which is that yes, you could always insure yourself like with 50 different types of insurance. The problem with it is that the bill on 50 different types of premium are going to add up and basically leaving you with no money. And here it is on the screen, and let's just go through the exercise. Let's just check your price, and you can see that this can help you a great deal. And let's just choose a state in Middle America. Let's just call it Illinois. I usually use Illinois. Male. And now let's just call ourselves 30 years old. What does that make me? 1992? So that makes it, let's just call it April 13th, 1992. And my primary job, now you can see with the questions that you're going to be asked. You're going to be able to get an instant answer as far as price. And my income, and let's call it $45,000. Not $450,000, $45,000. And let's just say ourselves as light labor. And let's just call ourselves in excellent health. So this is many people, and I didn't use too astronomical an annual income. It's a good income. It's not an astronomical income. And then let's say we did not use tobacco. And you can see the rate here. And ultimately this comes down to price. And now you can see my point. You can see my point that at these monthly benefits, this is the price. This is less than a health club per month, right? And now you can see it. Now, a couple of small things here that you need to understand. One is if we just change this to female. In other words, you have the identical twin to the male. And you can remember the price here was 24. This was the price before. When I recalculate, you get a higher price. Simple reason for that, and childbirth is payable by short-term disability. That's it for today. If you want to get your free quote, just click on the link in the text below to get a quote for this important and yet not really well understood type of protection, short-term disability insurance.